Good evening, Drewz Viewz, aka Drewz Viewz, back to react to The Haunting of Hill House. Today I'm on episode 8, which is called Witness Marks, apparently. Not sure what that means. Maybe a ghost leaving a mark on someone and now the skeptical people can witness it, something like that. I don't know. Last time on, we had the funeral for the dear departed Nellie. The episode mainly focused on Hugh, the father. The most we've heard from him, certainly. Got a lot of his flashbacks, so he always tried to fix everything, still is trying to do it, but obviously it doesn't always work out. And how is he gonna fix this crazy mess that his family's still in and been in for years, evidently? He talks to Gugino still, the wife, Liv. But it's really just, he knows it's just his kind of conscience, I was calling it in my last recap, but like coping mechanism is what he was telling Luke. But then Luke himself saw the actual mom ghost crawling out of Nellie's grave. They want him to come too. At the end of the episode, he had disappeared with Cheryl's wallet and Theo's car. Everyone, of course, thinks, maybe everyone but Hugh, thinks that he's going back for another Heron binge, but I think it's pretty clear it's something to do with Hill House. Is he going back there? He's going after them now, even though Steven said he doesn't want to bury another sibling, but it might look to be headed that way if they can't find him or stop it, or maybe Luke will be able to do something, I don't know. Don't know what that would be. But with the two sisters there as well, they have quite a lot of drama going on because Theo evidently slept with Cheryl's husband, even though she's a lesbian. I don't know. So that's bad. There's a scene last time with Cheryl looking in the various cars going to the gravesite, and, you know, husband was in one, Theo's in the other. She doesn't want to go with either. It's a whole thing. I don't know how they're going to resolve this, but at the end of last episode also, Shirley's whole model home thing was destroyed. And then Theo and the dad saw a spooky ghost in there, and I was wondering, is that the most Theo's ever seen? It might be. So we're going to have to deal with that as well. The ghost front and the family drama front. I mean, that's really what this show has all been about, so I would expect it to keep up. I'm not sure. So, I mean, most episodes, other than episode 6, where all the families all together, have had a character focus. And apparently someone left me a comment saying episode 9 is the mom focus one, which makes sense, I guess. Assuming episode 10 wraps it up. There's 10 episodes, so I don't know what this episode 8 is going to be. Maybe, you know, there was a lot of stuff with Mr. Dudley last time, giving his backstory a little bit. Maybe we get someone with Mrs. Dudley, I don't know. Either way, I'm ready to roll on into it and find out what we got.
Have the app monitoring ovulation, taking temperature.
The reason they're separated now is something to do with this baby, evidently.
39, Steven?
That might be the first time we've gotten age on one of the siblings.
Well, you possibly not. That and your age are all factors.
Is that Nellie seeing outside?
No, I don't want to cancel it. I just wanted a usage of it.
Still trying to fix it.
So you'll text me?
Does he have your PIN?
Are you kidding?
Credit cards don't usually need a PIN though, it's debit cards.
So I want to ask you what you think, Theodora.
Sorry, suicides can cluster in families, especially twins.
Where would he go?
Hill House.
Could be anywhere.
Yeah, I'll go with you. I got this.
Just wait a bit. We'll see if you see.
We going or what?
I could use your help with something.
Yeah?
Yeah, your mom's gonna go to your Aunt Janet's in a few days.
Oh, so this is a few days before the incident then?
I could really use your help watching your brother and your sisters while she's away.
Mom? Mom!
Where are the twins?
She's seeing ghost twins. Is it Sega Genesis?
how's your marriage?
You're kidding.
She was the kite and I was the line. Like she was a... And she'd say that without me, she'd become untethered and she would float away. You know, we separated. You didn't know that, probably. Briefly, we separated. She handed you to me. I had you in one arm and her in the other, and that was it.
Nah, so baby probably helped in that situation, though. It seems like what's causing the problem with Steven's marriage.
You're on the same team, even in the middle of the fight. During the fight, you're forgiven. There's no fear. There's no danger. You're safe.
Come on, Mom, candy.
No, it's Halloween.
You're back, so Mom's a bit disappointed you're not going as Captain Lane.
A throwback from episode 2. Was this still the same day? I mean, it's still the same day right, as the funeral. So the funeral was on Halloween? We still don't know what's up with that one ghost that she's seen a couple times. That's just like a random dude, it seems like. Or is that just someone she imagines, like how the dad imagines his wife? The broken home, how symbolic.
Lights off.
We're not gonna find him like this.
You didn't have to come.
Yeah, I did. I can't lose. I can't lose anyone else. Everything I did
To protect us. I know. Yeah. Just like you protected Mom. Her bruises on her upper arms because someone grabbed her pretty hard.
I did my best. You have no idea.
You threw us in a
what
car, you left her there alone, and she threw herself off the goddamn staircase, and that was your best?
Yeah, all right. Well, she should not have been left alone in the house.
Fuck the house.
Absolutely
It
not
wasn't
that
the house. She was sick. I miss my mom.
Poppy Hill. She was William's wife. They met in the mental institution.
Was he the one who walled himself inside?
If you really want this to be a surprise for your mom, I'd suggest you don't work on it in your room.
So that black stuff was on Shirley's house thing just now? I guess so. Do trick-or-treaters really go to like a funeral home anyway?
You're very clever. How about you try another house? I'm not in the fucking mood.
There's that guy. If he is a real ghost, he's the only one that doesn't seem like menacing or whatever, or spooky.
Just coming to apologize.
Be packing?
I know what it looked like last night.
You're making out with my husband.
He pushed me away.
Is that supposed to make this better?
It wasn't even him. It was to live there, Shirley. With you. For you.
Oh, I can't thank you enough.
You ice people out. You always have.
I ice people out? Have you met yourself?
So I chose to live there to help try and keep you warm.
You fucking suck at apologies. No! You do not just get to shove me out of your life!
You just tit punch her.
Did you just punch me in the boob?
Get evicted from my fucking house.
It's like the knocking they heard when they were kids in that one scene, I think. Theo came into her room.
Text you the address. Amherst is on the way.
Yeah, I know where it is. Right? You guys are gonna stay there. We're gonna go to Amherst.
You hear me?
Tell them what happened. Fucking kids playing a prank is what happened. You know it wasn't. You know that.
I think Luke is going to the house.
Duh.
Sit there drawing crazy ghouls in his treehouse, and hell, I've seen that look in the mirror. Oh, I know I'm never having children. There's something wrong with our goddamn brains. So yeah, I'm never having children.
Oh, he had a vasectomy.
Vasectomy.
That's why they split up. Makes sense.
Right out of college.
Oh, he did it a long time ago.
Before you met Lee.
She wanted kids, I knew that. I couldn't say, I can't. My genes. I thought I was being kind. I really thought that.
You're being an asshole as usual, Steve.
I'm so sorry, son.
Said you've been
What? What did he say?
I I know you're taking a little vacation.
Thank you. Thank you. I love it.
Mom?
Jeez.
And then he filled it with cans, like 5 cans.
5 cans, you said?
It's gonna burn the house down, maybe. Yeah.
No. This is my rental.
More danger now than he's ever been. And if he tries to burn it, it will defend itself.
You really didn't hear a word I said.
Yeah, I did. Now you're gonna listen to me. Family is like an unfinished meal.
20
in that house.
years.
And your brother is walking right back into.
More than that, no?
I read your book, and you are the last person that should ever step foot in that house because of what you wrote. I know you saw a ghost. And you walked by the man repairing the clock, and then you saw your mother looking into the twins' room, staring at their empty bed. But witness marks are scars. Marks inside the clock.
Hired a slew of workers toward the end.
Not for that clock I did. Certainly not one in old overalls with a handlebar mustache. That man wasn't there. He was in the treehouse. You see the marks, but you don't know how to read them. I never built you kids a treehouse. How would I even have the time to build you kids a goddamn treehouse?
Interesting.
It was already there.
There was no treehouse. She wasn't crazy. Neither was your sister. Neither is your brother. Neither are you.
I'm not perfect, you know.
I think she made that clear.
I don't know.
I'm telling you.
I'm
trying to
I
tell
don't
you.
need to hear your excuses.
I'm not
or
making
your
excuses.
bullshit.
Jeez. I didn't expect that right there.
That was her.
Was that no?
I touched Nell because I had to know. You know what I'm talking about. Don't pretend that you don't. And it spread everywhere in me, this nothing, until I couldn't feel anything anymore. I was just this dark, empty black hole. And I'm just floating in this ocean of nothing. And I wonder if this is it, if this is what death is, just out there in the darkness, just darkness and numbness and alone. And I wondered if that's what she felt, and that's what Mom feels. And then the lights came on, and there he was, and I didn't see him. He was a light in the darkness. He was a life preserver. God, I'm so glad I did it, though. Feeling things again, and I felt shame, and I felt grief, and I felt scared. So fucking scared. Was so much better than that horrible empty nothing. I can't.
Nah, this is dark.
Please, just please.
Oh, that's the Jeep. Wait. Is that Luke then? Oh boy. Don't go try to pick it up. Oh. Oh, all right. Well, that seemed like the shortest episode, definitely. I guess partially because it wasn't a character-focused one, more of a plot propulsion one that kind of dealt with the issues between Steven and his dad, and between obviously the 2 sisters there. Yeah, like I said, that was very, very dark what Theo was saying. I guess it makes sense why, because yeah, it didn't really. I mean, it's still, even though we know it is, and now Steven, I guess, is maybe coming to accept it with what he's telling him, but we know that it is like the house and the ghost after them, all of that. It's still emblematic of what mental issues would be. At a certain point, I guess it's like kind of chicken or the egg type of stuff, like what comes first. I mean, we know the ghosts come first in this case, but it's still making them act, the Crayons act like they have these mental issues, regardless of what really caused it or not. So is it really that different than just being born schizophrenic or something? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe there's something you can do to prevent it, but when the spirits can follow them when they're not even at the house anymore, I don't know. Anyway, though, I'm saying that because what especially with what Theo was saying in her whole like soliloquy there about the darkness and everything. Literally, it was about that. I was saying it was dark, like tonally dark, but that's what it was about too, not being able to feel anything. I could see someone like go, I mean, it would be super dramatic, obviously, but someone could explain their behaviors like that in the first place if they're super depressed and do something wrong. But it wasn't exactly what it looked like anyway. You know, they didn't really, it's not like they were having an affair or something. So I assume Cheryl's forgiving her here, even though, you know, who knows what it's even going to come up. But I mean, they might all just go to the house and die right now. I don't think so. That would be, speaking of dark, that would certainly be the darkest way to end it. But who knows what's going to happen here. It seems like they're all going to congregate there. As we just saw, Luke is in some trouble like Hugh knew he would be. Gasoline don't work on Hill House now. Even though it was definitely dragged out a little bit, it was good to see Hugh finally lay the smack down on Steven a little bit in terms of like, the shit is real, you know. I guess I was kind of right about the witness marks thing. I mean, I guess it's a real term for, well, fixing old stuff or whatever, like the clock he's talking about. But it basically was like kind of what I was thinking, the double meaning. Like Steven did witness these ghosts the whole time and just doesn't realize it. But the marks are there, like from what he wrote in his book, etc. And that was really interesting about the treehouse. You know, I didn't really think that when we were, you know, watching the first few episodes when they're like in the treehouse. But yeah, it makes sense. Like, why would he have time to build that? Or, you know, that they weren't there, that wasn't their forever home or whatever. So they're just in a ghostly treehouse. I don't know, it's crazy. And the mom there is smashing up his mirror. It does seem like, well, they probably had the most time to bond anyway since he's the oldest child. But it does seem like Olivia I won't say liked him more or whatever, but it kind of seemed like Steven was the favorite child of hers, like in the scenes we've seen so far. They have scenes of her being close with all the children, kind of, and doing nice mom type things, and that makes it more sad, whatever. But it did seem like, especially with that one scene I'm remembering, I think from the first episode, where she kind of, Mrs. Dudley's talking about the religious stuff or whatever, and then the mom comes in and starts saying what she taught Steven and how good he is and smart and all this stuff. And then it seemed like, yeah, in this episode, he makes her he paints the thing for her, the vanity, and then, yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this exactly. I'm just getting that sense a little bit. But that's why, here's how I'm going with it. That's why Steven's even more upset about the whole thing, blaming the dad. So a lot of it's understandable, but he is just kind of an asshole, like I said. Like, I mean, this whole thing about, even if he thought he had to get a vasectomy for proper reasons, like that, or he didn't want to have kids, fine, but he basically tricked his wife, you know, straight up. Like, now I'm completely on the wife's side of, she should divorce him over this. Like, that could potentially ruin her life, kind of. I mean, like thinking she'll be able to have kids and then realizing she was lied to for 10 years or however long, I don't know. I was trying to think about the timeline here too. So we got our definitive age on Steven, said he's 39 years old, right? So, and the Hill House there when they're kids and all his flashbacks, I don't think he's not older than like 12, I don't think. It seems like Nellie and Luke are 6. So that would kind of line up. Maybe he's 13, but I can't remember from the first episode if they said how many years ago back it is when they're doing the flashback, but it didn't really jibe for me when Hugh said he found out 20, like just in the car just now, he said he found out 20 years ago or something. But I think it has to be more than 20. I mean, there's no way Steven was 19 in these flashbacks. It makes no sense. He was maybe 14, but couldn't have been much older than that. So did Hugh learn something 5-6 years later after the incident, or what? I don't know. Maybe they'll explain that more, but I'm just trying to figure out the exact timeline. And I was saying it's probably mid-90s. I think I said that last time when those flashbacks are, but I guess let's say if Steven is 13 in the flashbacks, so that'd be 26 years ago. I'm assuming this is 2018. I think they might have said that even. So yeah, it's like 1992 or something here. And he was playing it looked like he was playing a Sega Genesis, which I think came out around that time. That might have even been a year or two later, so I don't know. Probably not, ultimately not really that important, I guess, but just something I was picking up on there. But yeah, so the ghosts are ramping it up. Now I'm still curious about what that one that Cheryl is seeing. That's like the normal guy drinking a cocktail or whatever. But anyway, it's gonna be a dangerous situation next time for the Cranes in episode 9. Evidently, we're gonna get some more flashback to Olivia and probably see exactly what went down with her demise. If not, I assume it'll be in episode 10 there. And yeah, looking forward to it. Please do subscribe to the channel if you like these reactions. Feel free to leave me a comment, get a little conversation going, whatever you like to do. And until episode 9, I'm Ghost. Peace.
I love you.
You guys have fun.